Good afternoon, everybody. We're going to go ahead and get started. It's great to see everyone today. Thank you all for being here. Welcome to the Owasso Chamber's October membership meeting. My name is Michael Lamberg. I'm the Regional Director of Sales for Community Care and your 2023 Chair of the Board of Directors for the Owasso Chamber. Thank you all for joining us. To begin our program, would you please stand as Alvin Fruget, pastor of the Presence Church in Owasso and Vice Mayor, leads us in our invocation, and please remain standing as we proceed with our Pledge of Allegiance.
Let's bow our heads. Lord Jesus, we thank you. Thank you for this day that you've given us. We will rejoice and be glad in it. Thank you for this awesome city, Owasso, where you've gathered us here to work in concert together, in harmony together, and build a city that you would be glorified. Thank you for the Chamber of Commerce, all the hard work that they put in for this event, for our guest speaker. Thank you for the many businesses that represent the Chamber of Commerce. And we thank you for the opportunity that we have to do business, to live, to enjoy life together in this awesome community. Bless our time together today. Bless the food that we have begun to receive and make it nourishing to our bodies. We thank you for your blessings in our lives and for the blessings upon this city. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
All right, salute and pledge. I pledge allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you. You may be seated. We would like to recognize our monthly luncheon sponsors at this time. 2023 presenting sponsor, Ascension St. John Owasso. 2023 host sponsor, Tulsa Tech. 2023 platinum sponsors, American Airlines and Bailey Medical Center. And 2023 gold sponsors, Oklahoma Natural Gas Company and Public Service Company of Oklahoma. Please give our sponsors a warm round of applause. And we're pleased to have several elected officials with us today. If you are an elected official, would you please stand and be recognized? And audience, please applaud these civil servants. All right, now at this time, we'd like to recognize our new chamber members who have recently joined the chamber. These include new members for the months of June, July, and August. If a representative from the member is present, please stand so you have the opportunity to introduce your business to the group. Susanna will be bringing by a microphone so you can give your 30-second elevator pitch. If I leave anybody out that has joined, please go ahead and stand as well, and I recognize you as well. Willow Medical, Waxing the City, Tulsa County Court Clerk, Journey to Success, Lifestyle Nutrition, Ironistic, Studio 31 Beauty and Wellness, Spectrum Paint, Green Country Business Solutions, and Rocket Mortgage.
My name is Jeff McCoy, and I'm with a company called Encore Steel Building Company. We sell anything from little backyard buildings, whether it's a little tube structure in your backyard, or mini storages, pre-engineered steel buildings, huge warehouses, churches, whatever. That's what we do, and we're over in Waterford Plaza. We've got a manufacturing facility in the Memphis, Tennessee area.
Hello, I'm Aaron Polk. I'm the founder and CEO of Green Country Business Solutions. We provide bookkeeping, tax services, management advisory services, and project management services. So anything related to finances, cost management, where you're going. Thank you.
All right, my name is Jeff Badley. I'm with Rocket Mortgage. You guys have probably heard of Rocket Mortgage, seen all of our ads on TV. I'm part of a new division that is local. So we have boots on the ground in Oklahoma now. I just moved from Broken Arrow to Owasso, so Owasso is now my home. Being new to the chamber, I'm looking forward to, as I said yesterday, becoming a Ram. Leave the Tigers behind us and start rooting for Coach Blankenship. But again, that being said, I'm passionate about what I do. I love helping people buy homes. I was in the Jackie Cooper Imports for about 15 years. doing finance, the director over there for Mercedes Porsche. You see people get their dream cars, how much more to get them to get a home ownership. So I've been in the mortgage business for about 4 years now. And like you said, with the division with Rocket is new. I look forward to getting to know you all, whether you're a first-time buyer, a repeat buyer, investor, business owner. I would love an opportunity to visit with you.
Hi, my name is Amy Cope. I'm an account manager with Spectrum Paint. We are the largest independently owned and operated, locally owned and operated, owners are from Claremore, Oklahoma, in the United States. We sell coatings of all types, from wall paint to industrial to commercial. So we are located right over here on 116th Street.
All right, thank you all. Is there anybody who has joined the chamber in the last 6 months who has not had the opportunity to speak? If so, go ahead and stand, and we can recognize you. All right. Well, welcome.
I'm Aaron Sawyer with Beth Phillips on behalf of Co-working at Criterion. We are Owasso. Hello, I'm Aaron Sawyer with Beth Phillips. I am here on behalf of Co-working at Criterion. The Criterion Fund is a commercial real estate investing agency. We opened up the first ever co-working space in Owasso. We're super excited about it, and we want the culture to be this networking hub, you know, unlike anything that Owasso's ever seen. So come visit, book a tour, come hang out with us. We got small business socials, new investor networkings, tons of fun stuff. I'm a yoga teacher, kind of nervous right now, but I'll teach you how to meditate. Quiet now. Mindful Mondays, and that's pretty much it. Thank you.
All right, at this time, please welcome our Owasso Chamber President and CEO, Chelsea Feary, to make some announcements.
Hey, how's everybody doing? Everybody having a great day? Yeah, it's good to be with you. Thank you for making time out of your week, out of your month, to make the Chamber monthly membership meeting part of what you do. Our goal is to provide great programming for these meetings. Our goal is also to provide a space for all of you to gather and to network and to get to know each other and to get to know each other's businesses and what you do. That is our goal. We have a lot of things going on at the Chamber right now. Before I talk about some of the events and some of the things that we've got coming up through the rest of this year, we're in the fourth quarter. We have some staff additions to your Owasso Chamber of Commerce. We have a new office manager, and her name is Sandy House. Sandy, you want to stand up? Everybody, welcome Sandy. Sandy started on Monday, and she's still with us. So we're excited. We also have an intern from Owasso High School, Trey Hall, is with us. Trey, welcome. We're very excited about our staff additions, so I wanted to make you aware of those. So now we'll talk about some of the things we've got going on. Coming up, maybe. There we go. Okay. Let's talk about some sponsorship opportunities for you in 2024. We are in our investment period right now where we are looking for sponsors to fund our programs and events in the next year, starting in January, okay? And this is one that I want you all to know about. This is a great sponsorship opportunity, and we have to have this one locked in pretty quickly because we start designing this in December so that it gets mailed out before January so that you have all of those events for the first quarter. So it's $750 per quarter sponsorship. It gets mailed out to over 400 addresses, as well as it gets handed out at all of our events. And it also goes in all of our welcome packets and our new member packets. So this piece touches a lot of eyes and hands in this community. So we think it's a pretty good value for your sponsorship. Wanted to bring that one to your attention. The other thing is the monthly newsletter. I always like to ask, can I see a show of hands, how many people receive the newsletter in this room? Okay, there should be a lot more hands than that because I know you're all on the list. So check your spam folders. We have a newsletter that goes out the last Friday of every month, and it kind of highlights some things from the previous month, but it also tells you about things that are coming up. And so you don't want to miss those opportunities, but it's a great sponsorship, pretty cheap sponsorship opportunity. It gets emailed out to, oh gosh, I think close to 1,000 email addresses. So that's a lot of emails that it goes to, and your logo is linked so that they can click on it and goes directly to your website. And then there's also a coupon sponsor. So I tried to get American Airlines to give half off of a plane ticket, but Chase told me no. So, well, if you have a business that can offer a coupon for this newsletter, $50 to have that put in there, we can do that for you too. This is, I know you're like, oh, why? Looks like a terrible spreadsheet, but my life is spreadsheets. So these are the opportunities that we're really trying to nail down in the next couple of weeks and get it all shored up. So we will be contacting you. If you've sponsored something in the past, you will hear from me to say, hey, would you please recommit? But we're also looking for new investors and new opportunities. So if you have any questions about these, we have a great catalog, a beautiful piece that you can actually touch and feel and thumb through. That we'd be happy to give you. This can also be accessed online on our website under investment opportunities or sponsorship opportunities. So please check that out because there are a lot of things available. We have 4 volunteers working our investment campaign that would love to be able to secure these spots for you. So if you, and I know Keith too is in the room. Is Kathy Best here? No. Ryan Alexander and Russell View. So if you want to contact one of them, they'd be happy to get these for you, or you can call your chamber staff and we would be happy to help you as well. Sorry, okay, done with the sales pitch. All right, we've got Business Over Breakfast coming up next week. It's at McGraw Realtors. If you have not been to this event, you should come on because it's free to chamber members and you have a chance to win $100. So not a bad deal. Get to meet a lot of people, get to eat some grub in the morning, have some coffee. It's a great way to start your day. Cherokee Nation, we are going to have Chief Hoskin come and be our speaker next month. We're super excited about this. He was our speaker last November. We're trying to make this a regular, he's going to be a regular November speaker for us, hopefully. Or the Chief of Cherokee Nation is going to be a regular November speaker for us. And so hopefully you can make this event. He is going to give us the state of Cherokee Nation. Representative Kevin Hearn was supposed to be here tomorrow. Sorry about that. Apparently, they were a little worried that we were going to have government shutdown. So we worked with their staff. We got it rescheduled. So instead, Congressman Hearn is going to be here on Monday, November the 6th. So hopefully you can all be here for that, and hopefully the government won't be shut down then too. We've got some fun things coming up. Shop Small Saturday. How many of you know what Shop Small Saturday is? Okay, it's super exciting, right? Like, we're super excited about Shop Small Saturday. I've never done it before. I'm really excited. There is a lot to Shop Small Saturday, and Susanna and I are trying to figure that out. We are hopefully going to have a registration for businesses by close of business tomorrow. And that email will go out so that if you're a small business and you want to register for Shop Small Saturday, you can. But part of it is a window decorating contest. And we're going to do that with all the Redbud District businesses. This is a pilot year for this, so we're going to start small in the Redbud District. And so they have already received notification that they can enter this contest, and there are all kinds of fun rules to this contest for them to participate. But the great thing is that you'll be able to go around to these shops and vote on your favorite window. And the winner of the contest will receive $500, and second place will get $300, and third place $200. And these winners will be announced at the Lights On ceremony at Redbud Park on that Shop Small Saturday evening at 6 p.m. So we're excited about all of this. It's gonna it's a way to kind of create more interest in the community, get more people around. The Holly Trolley is gonna be here for Shop Small Saturday. Very excited about that. They're going to be taking people around to the Shop Small route. So get ready to hop on the Holly Trolley and have it just lift up your spirits in the holiday season, spend lots of money with our businesses in Owasso for the holiday season. And then if you got here a little bit earlier before there was a lot of kind of chatter in the room, you might have heard the music that was playing in the background was in fact the soundtrack of all the James Bond songs. So we're pretty excited about the save the date for our annual gala this year. The theme is 007, and so gentlemen, please get out your white dinner coats, and ladies, pick your favorite Bond girl style, and let's have a good evening. This evening is also our awards ceremony. We will give out 12 awards total, but 10 of them are ones that you can nominate individuals or businesses for. And so in November, you will receive an email from us that will tell you that those nominations are open with some instructions so that you can start through that process. So we will use past year's award winners to be they will score the nominations anonymously so that they can not see who submitted the nomination, but they can do it fairly. Anyway, there's a whole process there, but that's who will judge the award, who will receive the awards for 2024. Very excited about this event. Put it on your calendar. And thank you, of course, to our sponsors for this event and all of our events, but thank you for our lunch sponsors today. These events do not happen without you, so thank you so much. We really do appreciate your investment in our chamber and our ability to be able to put these great events on for you. And of course, we want your feedback. And guess what? Something on last month's survey happened to be that somebody said that they thought it would be a good idea if the QR code was maybe on the tables or something, so that you know they didn't have time to capture it, or they couldn't get a good capture it from the screen. So it's actually better for us if we don't print a bunch of that. So instead, you'll see if you came in and checked in, there is a card or a 8.5 by 11 card on the table out front with that QR code. So if you miss it or you can't capture it off the screen, catch it on your way out and snap that and take that quick survey so that you can let us know how we're doing, all right? The character trait for October is dependability, which is fulfilling what I consented to do even if it means unexpected sacrifice. So we are I'm sorry, I didn't know I was gonna switch like that. We are a city of characters, so please use dependability in your everyday life. Now, we do 10 minutes of networking. This is a new thing you all know. Here are the 2 questions that you can discuss at your tables. So ready and go.
How are you now?
Hello again, it's good to see everybody. Hopefully you had some good discussion. We're very excited today to have our guest speaker with us. Jeanette Stanton is the current director of the Oklahoma Film and Music Office and has served the agency in multiple roles since 2014. A graduate of the University of Oklahoma, Stanton brings program management across public, nonprofit, and private sectors, as well as experience in governmental affairs, supporting motion picture, television, music, and commercial production statewide. Her previous experience in marketing and business development assists her in leading a team to build dynamic relationships and drive economic impact for film and music. During her time with OFMO, Stanton has worked to support film and television production in Oklahoma from companies including NBC, Universal, Apple, Lionsgate, Viacom, CBS Paramount, Disney, FX, A24, and many more. In addition to her work at OFMO, Stanton has enjoyed previously volunteering with leadership in various professional development groups. Please welcome Jeanette Stanton.
Hello. How is everybody today? Good. Thank you so much for inviting our office to speak at your luncheon. We truly appreciate it, and we also look so forward to getting out into the communities. So again, thank you so much. Really quick, I'd like to introduce Yusuf. He's with our office. And I'd like to take an opportunity to also introduce Meg and Natalie. Wave, ladies, please. Meg and Natalie are with the Tulsa Film and Music Office, and Brentlin and Bailey are with the Cherokee Film, new branding. So watch out, we got a lot of film over here. So my name is Jeanette Stanton. I've been with the office for about 8 years. I was recently promoted to the director position in November, so almost a year. So I have had the opportunity to work with several wonderful leaders before me, and have had the opportunity to work with some great government officials. I am very blessed to work in an environment that really values workforce, and what better way to do that in film, film and music. So I want to share a little bit about our office, a little bit about the incentive, and then I'll be happy to answer any questions about anything under the sun you'd like to know about film and music, or any upcoming productions that you have, or films coming out that you may have questions about. So our office has actually been in existence for about 40 years, if you can believe that. We were originally housed under the Department of Tourism for quite some time, and we had the opportunity to really bring film to the forefront and really educate city leaders and community leaders and state leaders on what film really is and what it means. And if you ever really want to understand film, and if you were like me, I usually used to be like director, producer, actor, that's it. And at the end of the day, it is so much more than that, because if you take the time to look through the credits of any film, you will see all of what's happening behind the camera. Hundreds and hundreds of workers, they call them below the line, that are making a production come to life. And that equates to jobs, and can be very good paying jobs. So we, over the years, have had the opportunity to and work very hard to increase the incentive. So the incentive is, it is taxpayer appropriated money. I've seen the program be at 4 million and 5 million and 8 million, and then now 30 million. So we had the greatest increase the office or the state has seen in FY21. So just about, starting our third year, FY24, for those of you on a fiscal year. And it was signed into law, and it is a cash rebate program. So being fiscally responsible, we certainly want to pay what we owe immediately. So it is a traditional cash rebate. We do not fund films, the state does not fund films. And actually you have to prove that you have your funding before any cash rebate is given out. You actually have to have a CPA audit before any cash is given out. And it's a rebate percentage based on your spend in the state, and that includes any goods and services purchased and any employees that are hired. And they do have to be employees. They cannot be 1099, and that is for tax purposes. So we do consider these businesses coming into the state that has to register with the Secretary of State's office, and they do have to file a tax return. So lots of stuff behind the scenes in our office before money is given out to any production. In fiscal year 20, The estimated film expenditures in the state were $32 million. In FY21, that jumped to $161 million. So that is actual spend that's happening in the state. And theoretically, it's happening even before the state pays anything out. And so a lot of times productions, they have to come in, they have to spend, they have to wrap, they have to do their post-production, then they have to do their audit, and then the state will pay them out. And so sometimes that can take up to 2 years. So that spend in the state is happening automatically, it's immediate, which is what we want. We want to see those jobs. We want to see you hire local Oklahomans. We want to put your businesses to work. Because a lot of times they're coming in and they're spending X amount of dollars with specific businesses, and that can include catering and in hotels, and that can include welders and construction workers, and so it kind of really runs the gamut. So just from FY20 to FY21, that is actually a 421% increase. Wow. I say wow. So a little bit more about our office. So we're at the Department of Tourism. We are now at the Department of Commerce. Again, that was a legislative change that happened about 3 years ago. We're so excited to be part of the Department of Commerce. Commerce is about jobs, they're about infrastructure development, and that's exactly where film needs to be. We have some amazing leadership at the Department of Commerce, and so we're able to get our point to legislators very quickly and have those great conversations about what film is, and again, more education about film. One of the things our office is really doing currently is really getting involved in the communities. And so when I say that, I mean we are physically going out into the communities and speaking with community leaders, whether that be a chamber or city manager or the visit, whatever city that may be, because every community is set up so different. But we are really excited to have those film conversations. And we have a film-friendly certification process, which is why we're in those communities. And so what that means is a city or community can become film-friendly, meaning they're film-friendly certified with the state. There's some requirements that come with that. Right now we have 30 cities that are film-friendly. So we're very excited about that number. We're excited to increase that number. But more importantly, we're able to go in there and have some good conversations about what it means to be a film friendly, what it means when a production comes to town, what it means, how your city can be impacted, and listen to the concerns that you may have regarding a film production coming into your town. For that reason, one of the things our office is working on is we're working with a local locations manager company, and between the two of them, they have about over 30 years of experience, and they're going to be coming and doing a full-blown 8-hour presentation, and we're going to offer that 2 times, and hopefully we'll do one more rural-centered, one more city-centered, and everyone can attend that meeting so we can really dive into what it means to be film-friendly, what it means, again, when a production comes to your town. You know, when sometimes cities will call and say, I don't know what to charge for this, you know, I don't know how to handle X, Y, Z. We want to be that resource for them that says, this is who you should contact. But a lot of times we can't get involved in this is what you should charge, obviously. And so will be a safe space where we can have those conversations and help cities truly know their assets. If you own something, you know, how can you sell that to a production? Or what is the right price for a production? Or when a production comes in and says, can I have this for free? So how to handle that with the best intentions of mind. And we always like to tell people that being film friendly does not always mean yes. It has to work for your city. Every city is different, and every city has a different personality, and every city wants different things, and we as a state agency respect that. I will say, Owasso is not film friendly yet. But we can work on that for sure. You have one of the best assets in your backyard, which is Cherokee Nation. I'm sure most of you know that their soundstage is, I'm assuming, very close around, yes. And so that is a great selling point for this city, and they're going to continue to grow and do great things at Cherokee Nation. We are great partners with them, and so we're excited about that development that's happening in the state. Let's talk about jobs a little bit. Just to kind of give you an idea, like I said, if you're using the state's program, you have to be on payroll. And most productions don't have any problem with that. That's pretty typical throughout the United States. There are about 48-ish programs. Some are cash rebates. There's only about 7, so we're one of them. Most are tax credits, or transferable credits, and then there's a few grants out there. And so you might be asking, what's the difference between us and another state? So ours is capped at 30 million. We have 30 million every fiscal year. That's it. So once the money is out, it's out. We wait till the next fiscal year. Right now, our program is set to sunset in 2031. And so we'll continue to monitor that and hopefully keep it going. But if you look at places like Georgia, so I'm sure a lot of you have heard of Georgia and know that there's a lot of film happening in Georgia. So Georgia is uncapped. And basically what that means is come one, come all. If your budget is $500,000, great, that's the minimum. If you put our peach at the bottom of your credits, that's great. We'll give you 30% back. It's a tax credit. End of story. And so in 2008, they really kind of opened the floodgates and said, we want it all, and everybody came. So Oklahoma is definitely on an upward trajectory, but again, ours is capped. To give you an example, last year alone, we received 115 applications. What does that mean? It means that if we had said yes to every single one, we would have had to have had $150 million to go out. So that kind of gives you an amount of the volume that we're dealing with in terms of productions, local and non-local, that want to make their movie in Oklahoma, that want to employ people, that want to spend money in the state. Oklahoma has such beautiful landscapes. We actually have 12 ecoregions. And so when people get here, they're very surprised about what they see here. We probably hear that first and foremost. They had no idea that it looked this way or had this much variety. And the second thing we normally hear is the people. How hardworking we are, how nice we are, how everybody says hello to you when you say hello. And so we hear that a lot. And so that's obviously a great feather in our hat. And then infrastructure. Infrastructure has grown beyond our wildest imaginations. I remember 8 years ago when we would get calls for productions and they would say, do you have a soundstage? And we would say, well, we have a warehouse that you could possibly have a soundstage. 3 years ago, we were blessed as an agency to have 3. So never would have dreamed that would have happened. We have obviously Cherokee Nation right here in Owasso, and then we have Green Pastures. That is actually located in Spencer, Oklahoma. It's about 20 minutes east of Oklahoma City. And then we have Prairie Surf, which is in downtown Oklahoma City. So having the infrastructure development that we didn't have before is also just another selling point for the state because we can really handle all of it. When it comes to jobs, in FY22, we have employed over 6,000 jobs through film productions. And films they're kind of all sizes, right? Not one fits all. For our program, you have to have a minimum of $50,000 for your budget. It can't be less than that. Our general budgets that we see are anywhere between $500,000 all the way up to $200 million plus. So there really is a huge variety. Obviously, the bigger production, the more jobs there are, the more spend in the state there are. But there's a place for all of it in Oklahoma. There's a place for the small production that's just trying to get started. It's a great learning opportunity for many crew. And there's a place for the big, obviously when they come into the state. Oklahoma has been on everybody's radar lately. If you look at Tulsa King that was shot here, now with Colors of the Flower Moon coming out in a couple weeks, and then the worst kept secret in the state with Twisters filming throughout the state. So hopefully they will be back to finish the film. We're still on strike, so the Writers Guild was able to come to an agreement, but SAG is still on strike. So as soon as that happens, they'll be back to finish up that film and hopefully be out soon. Any questions so far? Anything? Yes?
What's your favorite part of the job? Like, whenever you're in the day-to-day, what is the most rewarding aspect of the job?
Being a resource. Our office truly wants to help everybody and anything we can. And so we have some amazing we have an amazing team. We're a team of 4 right now, soon to be 5. And we just want to be that resource that can help you get the answer that you need. And we have such a strong film community right now. We have never been in the position that we've ever been in right now, meaning we have extremely strong leadership in Tulsa, we have extremely strong leadership at Cherokee Nation, we have great leadership for film in Oklahoma City. And so for a state of our size to have the state incentive, the Oklahoma City incentive, the Cherokee Nation incentive, and then Tulsa working on some development in that area, we are really poised to be the best we can be. And so for us, it just makes us feel really good when we can help people get to where they need to be, whether that be local or non-local. Thank you.
You mentioned the 3 sound stages. Do you think that covers our needs for the infrastructure, or are you seeing more interest in research and development or additional sound stages?
Yeah, good question. So Oklahoma is really known for its landscapes. Originally I would say, 8 years ago, the ask for soundstage was usually for much larger productions that needed to do some significant builds. But whole and whole, 90% of the ask have been for the locations. They're looking for that one beautiful hero shot where they can go shoot. I don't see our locations being second to any of that. Oklahoma's too beautiful for that. However, as our program continues to grow, we will need more of that infrastructure in place because Oklahoma weather can be a little bit challenging and productions do need to build, and there's lots of reasons to build in the soundstage. Obviously, weather is you're controlling the weather at that situation. Cost, you can build something and leave it up, and then sometimes just the magnitude of what you're building, it may be huge and you just can't really build that on site. And then also, you want to make sure, there's also, stages can provide a place to not only build, but you can also have your offices. Potentially you could do post-production in those stages. So as our incentive continues to grow, there will definitely be a need for additional infrastructure. And that could be more stages, but that could also just be more resources, more prop houses and camera houses to support all of that.
Are you able to quantify the economic impact and benefit of each of the productions that are coming in back to the state to justify those additional resources from the taxpayers? And so, for instance, if you were able to provide that $150 million in each of the projects that apply, would you be able to then say, hey, we would have actually been able to receive this additional amount of economic impact to the state?
Yeah, absolutely. So now you're talking my language. So obviously we have a ton of data keeping that happens at our office. We are lovers of math on some level. So absolutely. So the program has changed a little bit the last year. We were 20 to 38% last year. This year we are 20 to 30%. So that was a legislative change that happened during session. We were very strong proponents for that change because the percentage needed to come down. It was too high, there was no reason for it to be 38. Also, with the lower percentage, we were able to get more films pre-qualified to use the program, so that just means more jobs. And 30 is extremely competitive statewide, so we feel very comfortable with it, but absolutely. So we have numbers coming out of our ears at this point. So for every production, we have a full, there's an application process, but also a final application process that's approved by CPA. And so we're asking how many people they hired, how much wages was that, we know what were their payroll numbers, what did they spend their money on, how much they spend on catering and lodging, where were they lodging, how much did they spend in those areas in lodging, how much did they spend on equipment rentals and location fees. So we really get down into the nitty-gritty. So we are able to tell, one, when a film was pre-qualified and did use the program, what they did actually spend. And then two, we've run all kinds of statistical numbers on if we had said yes, and if they were in the range of 20 to 30%, what would have their potential spend been based on their estimated application. So yes, we're absolutely able to say, if we had said yes to this, this is the spend that would have happened in the state. And that number is pretty big. If you were to say yes to all that, we're looking at over $500 million that would have happened in the state. And that's direct money into vendors like you because they're using your businesses. And it's important to know that the program is not, it's not designed to provide a direct tax benefit to the state. It's designed to employ people and to provide good paying jobs to Oklahomans and to support those local businesses. It is not designed, a lot of people will say, what's your ROI? I can't give you an ROI because they're not giving a direct check to the state. We can tell you what the economic activity is in the state, which are a little bit two different things. So,
real quick follow-up. Are you then using some of that data that you get in the final application on what they did, where they went, what they rented, to then maybe go back to businesses in the state and say, hey, we need more of this. They had trouble finding this, or this seems to be a really strong area, and we should focus our expansion efforts here.
yes. So one of the things we do on the final application is we ask for feedback. What position could you not find crew-wise? What vendor could you not find? What infrastructure could you not find that was available in Oklahoma? So we ask, and you would find most people using the program do provide feedback, surprisingly. And so we're able to take that information and say, we have no prop houses, so we need to focus on a prop house, and how does that work? Now, we're in a little bit of a hamster wheel, because the incentive is obviously first and foremost on everybody's mind. So production, even studios across the US, they are looking for incentives to see where they can get the best deal, like any other business. And then they're looking for, okay, my script, my location, does this meet my needs? And if the two meet, then that's the place they want to be. And so we're in a hamster wheel because if the incentive if we aren't able to say yes, then, and we keep saying we have to say no, then those new businesses or potential businesses, they don't see that we have enough work to be sustainable, to move here, to open a business here. So again, a little bit of a hamster wheel. They have to work hand in hand together and grow together, which is a tough lift, obviously, being part of session, being part of legislation.
Yeah, this is kind of a two-part question. Can you talk a little bit more about how Owasso's soundstage has contributed to your organization's statewide success? And then you mentioned how cities can be film-friendly. So I thought film-friendly meant, hey, because we have a soundstage here, we're film-friendly. So can you define that? And you said that we weren't.
You said that we weren't film-friendly, so how do we get there?
Yeah, Absolutely. So first, Cherokee Nation Soundstage, well, first of all, it was the first LED soundstage in the state. So those are those crazy giant LED walls that are, I don't know, the size of this wall. And a lot of studios now, they're everywhere nationwide. They're also mostly booked nationwide. Productions need those because you can create whatever you want on that screen. You can go out and get a little bit of footage, put it on the screen, and then create whatever you want in front of it. And so it is a cost-saving thing, too, but it's also very cool at the end of the day. So kudos to Cherokee Nation for being able to come to, have that technology here. So our relationship with them, it started before that actually, when they decided to do an incentive, but then during COVID did the soundstage with the virtual wall. And so they are considered a state certified soundstage. So when a production calls us to have what we call a rebate call, we go through the gamut of the program, answer their questions about the incentive, talk about infrastructure in the state, talk about other available incentives in the state, and then they tell us who they might want to be introduced to based on the production's needs. So it is very important to us to have wonderful relationships with those film offices in the state. Second question, Film Friendly. So Film Friendly was, we started it actually about 10 years ago, honestly, and it never really got true legs underneath it. But about 2-3 years ago, we were able to really kick it off. So being film friendly means that you have developed a permit for filmmaking in your city. You have to have 10 new photos uploaded to our state directory, and we have a locations directory, which is crucial because when we get a script or a treatment, we are asked to put a package together, and we do that free of charge for potential clients. Yusuf is the mastermind of that, and he's training others in the office, but we basically comb the state for our photos that we have, and we make multiple suggestions on this could work for this piece, this could work for this piece, and we try to include everyone across the state to give them a good sampling of what there is. So you have to have 10 new locations. More is always great. Because we don't live there, you live here, you tell us what you're selling and what makes the most sense. But we can also work through that process with you on the types of photos. You have to have a designated film liaison. So one of the changes we've made recently is we needed to be a team of 2 or 3, and we really needed at least one person to be part of the city, a city employee. And the reason why is because the city obviously needs to know what's going on film-wise. And because there is some turnover in smaller cities, that's why we're making the requirement 2 or 3 people. And being a film liaison just means that when they say, I have interest in Owasso, we can say, contact this person. They'll be able to help you with your needs, and you can go from there. So generally, we do pass them off to the city. Clearly, we want to still know what's going on and if everything's going okay, but we do ask the city to be involved in the production's needs because they could potentially be in your city. So those are the requirements to be film friendly. I don't believe we've met yet with the city of Owasso, but it's certainly on our list. Like I mentioned earlier before, we went to Woodward and Guyman and Alva and Freedom, and we've been out busy in the state, and the meetings have been really, really great so far, but Owasso is certainly on our list.
We are 3/4 of the way completed with this process.
Awesome.
So the permit is the one thing left that we have to do, but I've worked with Yusuf on this for 5 years now, I think, it feels like. I know we started at the beginning of COVID, and then COVID happened and all of this, and then we had a little bit of a transition in our economic development. So yeah, the permit's the only thing left that we have for the Owasso.
Yeah. Awesome. Any other questions?
Okay. Hang on. Oh, I'm bringing you a mic. I know you're right there, so I'm bringing you a mic.
So I was just curious, like Pahuska, someplace like that, where a major production comes in, what was the factors that the community leaders in Pahuska took as far as, yes, there's a big economic development, but it's also a disruption to a small community. So what were some of those things that Pahuska was looking at when they chose to have this major production?
Yeah, so I'm not going to use Pahuska as an example because everything there went so smoothly. I'm going to use El Reno as an example. So El Reno recently hosted Twisters, and you know, we had Matt Sandridge, who's a city manager at Select Oklahoma, come speak about his experiences, good and bad. And at the end of the day, there can be some challenging experiences. As a city manager, he was very worried about making sure that the community was happy. Twisters had a very big ask at the end of the day. They were wanting to shut down the main street, not for 1 week, not for 2 weeks, not for 3 weeks, but maybe 4 weeks. That's a big ask in a town like that, and it's their main street. And it was over the 4th of July, potentially. So it was, you know, he was very concerned about making sure that the vendors were taken care of. A responsible production will do that. They will come in, they will speak to the vendors, there will be a contract, they will go over with, you know, is there gonna be some sort of compensation? There typically is, to make sure that everybody is happy. Now, will everybody be happy? There's probably always one. But the city manager was Matt was able to really work through that and really make sure he understood exactly why the production needed this. How can we make it work? And probably the best story I've heard so far is it went very, very well. And the city ended up having a sort of not a fair day, but a town day where they closed the main street down and they had vendors and they showed the original Twister in their theater for free, where people could come and enjoy kind of like a thank you for doing this and showing the original film. The city was able to make some funding. Again, the productions don't come in and write the city a check. The productions come in and pay your vendors. They sleep in your hotels. That's how the city is getting compensated. But if the city owns property, obviously the city is getting money for that. So in this case, the city did own some property that they were able to use. The city of El Reno did make a little bit of money, and they're using that money to go back into their main street to update their facades. So that's a perfect example of it may not go 100% smooth, but at the end of the day, it worked out. And we were happy to help and communicate and make sure that the city was very comfortable with what happened. So I would encourage any city leader to reach out to Matt. He's a wonderful person and happy to kind of give any city any guidance on things. And to be candid too, you know, these larger productions that come in, they're not necessarily from Oklahoma. And you know, they're operating on a time schedule that is beyond insane. And so they're moving so quickly and have to get things done so fast. But we, again, it's very important that our office tries to be that mediator in between so that we can understand each other, because the city's not gonna understand their needs and they're not gonna understand the city's needs. And that's just, you know, because they're not from here, and that's okay, that's what we're here for.
Okay, well, we have to wrap up the questions. I think this has been really great. Everybody, please give Jeanette a nice round of applause. Thank you, Jeanette.
I did want to mention just the big elephant in the room, Killers of the Flower Moon will be out October 20th. I hope you guys make it to the theater. It is the largest production to ever be shot in the state. And so obviously it's got a stellar cast, a very well-known director. I know the Lieutenant Governor has seen the film and that it was done very, very well. So heavy topic, but a topic that needs to be told. So I encourage you guys to get out. I know there's a few advanced screenings happening throughout the state. I think Circle Cinema has sold already like over 1,000 tickets, something insane like that. But City of Pawhuska looks beautiful. You will not recognize it on screen. And so please get out and watch some local crew.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you everyone